And hello there, welcome to United Kingdom Talk. Yes, here in the Mirrorball Studios, we are still in Christmas festive party mood. Every day is like Christmas Day here in the Mirrorball Studios. It really is. A very warm welcome to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk, our 3 times a week chat show. Now, there's a lot to get through. I'm hoping... As you know, I've been up to my sisters for a little mini break over the festive season, and I'm back now, but I haven't put together a show yet that I recorded up there. I'm going to have another look at it, because I'm not 100% happy. Okay, so I might not put that together, but we'll see. You'll find out on the next show whether it's from my sister's house or not, okay? Now, lots to do today. First of all, a late Christmas present has arrived from the great Suko in New York. It's up to you, I'm going to kick my legs in here. Just a minute. Let me move back from the microphone. Here we go. It's up to you, New York, New York. Oh, you gotta kick your legs up when you get to that bit, haven't you? Who has seen people do New York, New York at karaoke nights? Eh? There's a classic, innit? Another one ruined by the millions. That one, My Way. Oh, I Will Survive. Not many people do that one anymore. Why don't people do I Will Survive anymore? Anyway, I want to open this late Christmas box from Suko in New York. I'm standing by with my special paper opener, which is a little metal thing. It's a bit like a knife, but not so sharp, as you can see, from Cyprus, as brought to me by a dear friend of mine who passed away about 3 years ago, Jean, known as Jean in Putney. She used to listen to my... I had a pirate radio station, remember I told you? About 25 years ago. It's a long time ago now. And she used to listen to me on that. Yes, that was a marvel. I'll tell you all about it one day. I was actually telling James Dean on the phone the other day that incidentally I made the call. Oh, he never rings. James Dean doesn't. He's another one of those people that waits for you to ring. I tell you, I get fed up with it. Didn't you? I have to say, I've actually stopped talking to quite a few people this year because I get fed up making a call. Do you have people like that? Just have a little think for a minute. All right, let's turn it around the other. Actually, turn it around the other way. Okay, How many people ring you and you never ring them? My sister's another one. Whenever I tell her to ring, oh no, well, she can ring me. I mean, what sort of attitude is that to take? But I get fed up being the one to make the phone calls all the time. Didn't you? Is that you as well? I bet Suko's one of them, aren't you, Suko? I bet you're one of those people that ring up people day and night, whether they want to be rung up or not, forcing yourself on them. I bet you're one of the people that ring up people day and night. And... Is that you, Katie? Oh, I think the cat's got in again. Just a minute. Is that you or not? Katie? Katie? No, I'm hearing meows. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Some people that have voices in their heads, I get meows. Do you think that's something to worry about? I don't know. Anyway, I reckon Suko's one of those people that rings up people and doesn't actually... People don't bother ringing her. Is that true, Suko? Because I get the same thing. I used to spend hours on the phone ringing people all the time. And they're so blimmin' rude, they can't be bothered to return calls. Or they will respond with a text. That's another thing I hate. When you ring up someone and they respond an hour later with, sorry, I wasn't in. Why didn't you pick up the blimmin' phone and ring then? Because you're tight, that's why. You know these people have got free texts. They won't ring you. Oh, God, no. Unless they want something. And I have noticed, as I've got into slightly advanced years, not as advanced as Joy and Acton, of course, okay, as I've got into slightly advanced years, the old phone calls to me, the incoming traffic, has stopped. Is that because they don't want anything anymore? Is that what it is, do you think? I think it is. Are you one of those people that sit there, oh, I can't be bothered to ring, that sit there getting all the incoming calls, but never making outgoing ones. How about that for a New Year's resolution? Ring your friends. You make the phone call. Because if your friends are anything like me, eventually, I mean, it doesn't happen quickly with me. You have to do an awful lot to annoy me, really, to get me a bit fed up. To use nice words for that. I could use another word, but I do not swear on this programme, as you know. Good God, no. Where will it all end here? We'll have the BBC and closing me down. How am I supposed to get Jonathan Ross's job if I start swearing? Exactly. Anyone from the BBC who's watching or listening to this programme now will then go back throughout all the other shows and try and catch me out, but you won't, dear. You won't. I am a non-swearing person. At least on the show. Anyway, so there's your New Year's Eve resolution. Those of you that sit there taking all the incoming calls and never actually picking up the phone and making a few calls the other way, how about doing that next year? Make those people that ring you happy, and they will be so surprised when they ring you. Because eventually, some of them will stop ringing, and you'll wonder why, and I'll tell you why. Because you were so blooming tight not to make the phone call yourself. Fair's fair, isn't it? Unless, of course, you don't want these people to talk to you anymore. You know the people I mean. Are you one of them? Are you one of those people that sit there, receiving the calls, but never actually making them? You seem to have the time to receive the calls. You haven't got time to ring anyone, have you? That's horrible. And I've cut people off like that, quite a few this year actually. Just deleted them from the book because I get fed up with it. And when eventually they do ring, 9 months later, usually wanting something, say, oh, I haven't heard from you. Surprise, surprise! I got fed up ringing you and not getting any response. And then they try and turn it round and say it was all, oh, no need to be like that, and try and turn it round as it was your fault. Cut them off, dear. Cut them off. Just as I'm about to cut the paper off this parcel. That was a good link, wasn't it, eh? Ah? I could be on Radio 2, innit? Right, here we go. Let's open this parcel from Suko, because I'm very, very excited. She always packs it. Look, it's all lovely in a nice brown paper and everything. I gave, for Christmas, I think, I gave my niece and nephews money, so it just goes in an envelope. But I did give a couple of presents. I don't buy wrapping paper. Good God, no. What? You could spend 30, 40, 50 pounds, $100 on wrapping paper. That, I'm sorry, that is just a damn waste of money. Wrapping paper is a waste of money. All you got to do is put the item in a carrier bag. Or if you really, really want to use wrapping paper, buy some of the brown stuff. What's the difference? So what if there's no pretty pictures on it? It's a terrible, terrible waste of money, wrapping paper, I tell you. And I gave 2 presents. One to Justin, who I work for in the steam coach. I bought him a compressor. Now, a compressor is an audio compressor. Basically, it's this machine that when I'm recording a program, okay, like this, if I lower my voice like that, it brings it up. And if I speak too loud, it takes it down. So that when you listen at the other end, okay, whether you're listening to the radio or listening to the audio on the video side of things, when you're listening, it sounds roughly level. So otherwise, you'd be turning the volume up and down all the time. Well, he made a little visit here to the Mirable Studios a while ago. And he noticed all these little flashing lights up above me there. He said, what's that for? I said, I want one of those. Now, Justin, he's like got a music room in the pub where he's got all this equipment. That's where I sit and DJ on a Friday night. And I'm not actually out with a crowd. I'm in the room with the equipment. And there's all sorts of flashing lights. Half of it doesn't do anything. I'm serious. Half of it doesn't do a thing. It just flashes. He likes all the flashing lights. So I bought him this compressor. He won't actually use what it's meant for, but he will have the flashing lights, and actually looks. Actually, I'll describe it for you. If you're watching on the YouTube, I'll show you. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that or not. Oh, you might be able to see. Right, at the top there, is like 2 silver devices. If you're not watching, obviously, if you're listening, then just imagine this. 2 long silver devices with green and red flashing lights. You'll be able to see them. Now, if I speak quietly, you won't see many of the lights flashing. But if I speak loudly, lots of them light up. You see? And that is the compressor that I've just moved me little bits and pieces around. Just a minute now. Just a minute. Got it all wrong there. Is that all right? There we are. That is a compressor. That's what I've bought Justin for Christmas. It's to sit on his shelf, flashing lights. Blooming waste it is, but that's what I think he wants. So there we are. But I didn't wrap it up in paper. Oh no, put it in an Argos carrier bag and sealed it up. And similarly, Sylvie. Now Sylvie is Justin's mother, and she thinks I'm as tight as anything. I'm not tight, Sylvie. I've told you time and time again, dear. I just don't like to see waste. And wrapping paper is terrible waste of money. So I'll never forget. It was a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about Christmas. Don't get me chocolates. And I thought, how blooming ungrateful are you? I said, I beg you, but don't get me chocolates. I'm on a diet. She just came out with that, like in the middle of nowhere. Oh, okay then. Which is a shame, really. Because I had a lovely box of chocolates, great big box of chocolates, 25 quid's worth. Oh, she didn't get them. I went to W.H. Smith and bought her a book and be done with it. Carl, honestly, how ungrateful. You see, this is what Christmas is not about to me. Sitting there and picking and choosing your presents, unless, of course, you're asked. If someone asks, what would you like for Christmas, you can say. My niece said, what do you want for Christmas, Uncle Chris? I said, I'd like a large, slow cooker, please. Knowing full well that they're not very expensive. You don't expect your nieces and sons and daughters to spend a lot of money on you, do you? In fact, if she just made a Christmas... I know she's not young, she's 21. But if she sat there and made a Christmas card out of sparkly stuff and all that and said, there's your Christmas, I'd be quite happy with that. That's how it is. But when people say, oh, can you get me this for Christmas without even being asked? I think that's a bit much. Christmas is not about giving presents. I don't care what anyone says. It's not about giving presents. It's the whole birth of Jesus and everything else and all that. I'm not a hugely religious person, but I do grasp onto parts of it. And that's what Christmas is about. And being families and all that. It is not about spending a fortune in the shops. We've got to get away from this idea. I don't know how, but we need to get away. Christmas is not about presents. Anyway... in this case, it is from Suko. Suko, isn't it, Suko? Suko has been kind enough to go out and get me something. I can't get in the packet, Suko. We've been here now for nearly 15 minutes and I still haven't opened your box. 1 minute. Oh, she's. I need a pair of scissors. Oh, I've got my scissors ready. Yes. I always keep them next to me here in case I want a quick hair trim while I'm in the middle of the show. Oh, I'm dying to know what this is, Suko. You're probably... Other people listening at the moment are thinking to themselves, I wish she'd get on with it and open the present. Are you one of those people? I can draw this out for a whole hour if you want me to. There's no hassle to me. Right, hang on. Opening gift now. I know it's after Christmas now, but there we are. That's it. Some things arrive early, some things arrive a bit later, don't they? That's it. Doesn't bother me. Lumber. Right. I can't get the wrapping of Suko. You've done it up very well. It's come all the way from the US of A. But the difference, of course, between a parcel arriving from the USA and a person is that the parcel hasn't had to queue up through bleeding customs. Oh, I hate that. Don't you hate? This is why I don't like travelling. I don't like travelling. The mucking about at airports, queuing up, and you can guarantee you can come through Heathrow, 200 checkouts, 2 are open. You know, passport control. And you usually got some fat, miserable git sitting on the passport control, never smiled in his or her entire life. You know the sort, don't you? Actually, I've got to say, the worst, I hate to say this to my American friends, but the worst passport control for people not smiling appears to be America. With the most smiling people being Australia. I found them very pleasant. They sort of smiled. Hello, how are you? You know, the Americans, miserable gits as you come through JFK Airport. Anyone else notice that? Miserable, miserable gifts. You know, it's like everyone is a terrorist who's coming through. God's sake, smile. Well, in fact, don't bother because I'm not coming anymore. You're so miserable, I don't want to visit. Not the American people, just those people who are on customs. For Christ's sake, smile, you miserable. What you need to be is tickled. And I think maybe next time I come to America, I don't know when that's going to be. Next time I come to America, I'm going to tickle the customs people as I come through with my long tickling finger. All right, now let's see. Oh, models, sporting goods. Got to go to Moe's. What's Moe's? Oh, that must be the name of the shop. Anyway, it's in a box. I've got a feeling this is food. I don't know why. Is it food? Oh, here we go. Oh, there's lots in here. Oh, Suko. Oh, here we go. My word, there's a picture of her daughter. Hasn't she grown up? Wow. How old is your daughter now? May the new year bring good health, happiness and prosperity to your family and friends from Suko, Jerry and Jade. Oh, it's some lovely little pictures of Jade. Oh, it's beautiful, that is. Little pictures of her wearing... I quite like what's the green outfit? Is that where she's doing the dancing? Or is that some sort of... what's that? Like Kung Fu. What is it now? Martial arts. Is that martial arts? Isn't she pretty now? Wow, Jade. Soon you'll be looking for a husband and you won't want to talk to Uncle Chris anymore, will you? It's always the same as they get older. Oh, I'm going to put this DVD to the side. I won't be showing that on cap. What is that DVD there? Oh, what are you sending me there? Oh, I know what these are. Snowball Cookies. Oh, we like those. What else have I got in here? I've got a fork. A fork? How strange. Not for resale. Anyone attempted to see this item on eBay will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. What, for a fork? Oh, it's written on there. To Chris. Love from Suko. Why has she sent me a fork? I don't understand. Maybe there's something in the box that will give me a clue to that. There's a little book here. 84 Charing Cross Road. What's this about then? Ah, there's a letter. Letter. Is that all that's in the box? I think so. Let me have a check. Don't want to be chucking boxes away with gifts still in them. Why has she sent me a fork? I don't get the fork. I don't get this, Suko. Is that... where could this be from? Oh, maybe there's a clue in the letter. 1 minute. Where's the letter? Here we are. Dear Chris, enclosed is a fork signed by me to go with your plates from Dallas. Or they haven't arrived. Well, they might have arrived now, actually. I'm not sure if they're here yet. Remember, just because my autograph appears on both the fork and the book, it is no reason to sell them on eBay for some quick money. From Suko. I beg pardon, Suko? Are you suggesting, dear, that I need quick money? How dare you? Are you suggesting I need quick money, Suko? A fork from... Suko is very famous now. Yes. She writes for other people. Not just that. That's why we hardly hear from her anymore. She's too busy to remember where her broadcasting career started. She has moved on. But that's what happens, boys and girls. They all start with me, dear. And they all move on and I'm forgotten. I'm forgotten. But it doesn't matter, Suko, because other people are coming up now. Other friends that I'm afraid, but probably just like you, they will become known from being on this programme and they too will move on. And once again I will be alone in this damn world of ours. Anyway, Suko, thank you very much for that fork. I shan't, of course, be selling it on eBay, but thank you very much. These Snowball Cookies, I shall be munching away on those. And I know I know Matty in Tasmania, Australia. I know that you got the recipe for the Snowball Cookies as well, didn't you? And I was wondering, Matty, did you actually make any? Because Matty has been learning to cook recently, haven't you? Via your mother, of course. Which is great. Everyone should know how to cook, even if it's only simple things. You don't have to do all this posh stuff. I mean, I've got to be honest, I don't eat posh food myself. I can't bear it. And it's horrible stuff. I'm a very plain eater, really. You know, perhaps steak and chips, maybe. Veggie burgers, I quite like those and things like that. So it's a good thing to learn. But Matty, did you actually get around to making these Snowball Cookies? Do let us know. There's an email address to the show. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right. And also Sukov sent me a book here called 84 Charing Crossroad, which I've never heard of. And she says, "Dear Chris, this is one of my favourite books. Perhaps I'll write an updated version with the emails between you and me someday. Love always, Suko." Do you keep those? Do you keep all our emails, Suko? Wow. And I think it's lots of letters and things in here. I'm not quite sure what this is about. Marks & Co. booksellers. Let's see what it says on the back. This charming classic, first published in 1970, brings together 20 years of correspondence between Helen Hanff, a freelance writer living in New York City, and a used book dealer in London. Through the years, though never meeting and separated both geographically and culturally, they share a winsome, sentimental friendship based on their common love for books. Their relationship, captured so acutely in these letters, is one that will grab your hearts and not let go. 84 Charing Cross Road will beguile and put you in tune with mankind. It will provide I don't know what that word is, dear. Ha! Emollient? Emollient? What on earth is emollient? Oh, I don't know what that means. They all try and be clever, some of these authors, don't they? And they use long words, which I honestly don't understand. Mind you, quite often when I'm listening to the BBC, I don't know what the hell they're talking about sometimes. So thank you very much for that, Suka. I shall read that book, and I know I'll enjoy it, and I shall also eat those Snowball... In fact, I tell you what, so is it all right? I hope it's okay with you. I'm going to send some of those Snowball Cookies up to my sister and the children as well. All right? So thank you very much for those, my darling. How nice to receive little gifts like that. It's very kind. Now, some late Christmas cards have arrived. First of all, to Chris from Tony from Fit Lads. So thank you very much, Tony. I didn't know you was one of my viewers. Tony from Fit Lads. I tell you what, Tony, on the forums... perhaps you could advertise the show now and again. They will hate it. Those lads will absolutely hate this show, won't they? It's not a Fit Lad type thing at all, is it? So if you would advertise the show on there, Tony, I can't do it myself. I'm not the self-publicity blooming stuff, all right? Thank you, Tony. You know, I picked up another card in the living room. This is how often I tidy my living room, right? I found a card in there. It's got a picture of Heather on the front and a little tie at the bottom, all purple. And I opened it. I thought, well, it must be another Christmas card. This is a birthday card that Joy sent me last February. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? Eh? I can't be bothered to tidy living rooms all the time. But you would have thought once in 10 months. I mean, it's not very dusty. It's a bit. I'm kind of hoping that my nephew and his girlfriend want to come round again soon, because she done the kitchen and everything, all for nothing. I know what people are saying. Why don't you get a cleaner? I'm not having anyone in this house, dear, that I don't know. What do you think this is, eh? Royal visits? Where will it all end? Will I be on open days next? People wandering through my house? And then the trouble is they would steal things, wouldn't they? Like steal little mementos. Probably nothing of value. I'm not saying that you would want to come and burgle me, okay? But you probably want little mementos. You know, probably after a few people have visited, I'd start noticing that little holes had appeared in the carpet where people have cut a bit of carpet out and taken it. Oh, look, this is from Chris Reardon's Mirable Studios. That sort of thing. It's all very worrying, really. And another card here from our friend Matthew in Canada. Arrived a bit late, but that's okay, not to worry. And Matthew sticks that beautiful Canadian... I do like the Canadian flag, I must say. The maple leaf, all red, either side there. And Matthew writes, hello, Chris. I hope you're doing well, mate. Just wanted to personally thank you for making my week go smoother with your wonderful shows. We do like smooth. It's the smooth move sound of Chris Reardon on United Kingdom Talk. I hope you'll have a fantastic holiday season and an excellent... No, you've got that wrong there. It's not a fantastic holiday season, Matthew. It's the Christmas season, okay? We got to bring this word Christmas back because I'm sick to death of politically correct councils up and down the UK telling us that we mustn't say Christmas because it offends others. Well, on this show, and we must bring back the word Christmas. So I have to correct you there. It should say, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas season. That's what it is. It's Christmas. And an excellent new year. You will always be in my thoughts and prayers. Your friend Matthew from Canada. So thank you for that, Matthew. That's a lovely... Isn't that lovely when people say that? You're in my prayers and thoughts. That's really nice. Thank you, Matthew. Right, now where are we going now? We're going to go to the emails. Here we are. We are still in Christmas, but I might burst into another... Oops, excuse me, I've got hiccups. I might burst into another song in a minute. Oh, incidentally, my mouth is feeling a lot better today. And let me tell you, 3 times I've been to the dentist. Twice I've been to the doctors. And they haven't been able to sort it out. I happened to mention this to someone in one of the places I worked. When was it now? It was yesterday. Yesterday. And they said they are a nurse. And they said, have you tried a mouthwash? I said, no. Well, try that, because that's usually quite good at getting rid of germs in there. I said, was anyone? No. And he wrote down this one. I think it begins with C, chloro, something or other. I've used that stuff twice now, and already it feels better. So I'm hoping to God that this problem because it had in my mouth. Oh, and also they told me you haven't got ulcers in there at all. I said, well, what are they then? He said, well, they're not ulcers. Ulcers is broken skin. It's like a white patch and it's very, very sore. I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm not sure what it is, but the mouthwash apparently is very good at killing if there's dodgy stuff in your mouth. And it appears... I'm hoping to God that this will sort it out, because I've still got a little bit of a sore throat, but I do believe the sore throat is connected to whatever the problem is underneath my tongue at the back there. So I'm really hoping that in the next week or so, this all clears up, because it's just making me so tired and I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up having to be careful eating on one side. This has gone on for 6 weeks, as you know. It's a bit worrying, really, when things go on like that. Also, I heard recently, I can't say who, that someone I work with has just found a lump where her kidney is now. A few years ago, she had a kidney removed as they found cancer in there. And just before Christmas, this person told me that she just found another lump. The doctor had found another lump when she went for a checkup, and she's going in to have it properly looked at in January. What an awful thing to find out just before Christmas that was. And I said, are you going in? She said, oh, no, I'm going to get Christmas all out of the way and I'll go in after that. And I don't know about that, really. If I found something like that, I'd want to go there and then, wouldn't you? I want to know now. Because the trouble is with all these cancers and things, some of them, if you're lucky, you'll get a slow, very slow growing one, and you found it at the beginning. If you're unlucky, you'll get something growing very quick, and you just never know how quickly these things get out of control, do you? And I can't believe, like, she's left it for the 2 weeks over the Christmas period without wanting to know. It's not a member of my family or anything like that. This is a friend that I work with. So I should be saying some prayers there, I think. Okay, email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Gotta say hello to Carmel, who's up in Lincolnshire, a new regular viewer and listener to the programme, aren't you, Carmel? Carmel, incidentally, she's the one that's trying to sell her house at the moment. And as I do a little bit with property stuff myself, I did tell her, be prepared to stay there for at least another year. I don't think you're going to sell that house in a year, okay? Sorry to disappoint you there. Carmel lives up north in Lincolnshire with her family. And they moved up there from Roehampton, actually, where I used to live. I was actually at school with Carmel, and she recently found me via the Facebook thing. I got this big house up there, and it's lovely, and it's in the country, in the middle of nowhere, and it's quiet, and that's the problem. They've decided that it's just too quiet for them up there. And you see, in places like that, come the winter, there's not an awful lot to do at night time. Now, me personally, if I could find someone to share my life with, that is the ideal place where I would like to go. I would like to go in the middle, total ideal house in the middle of a forest. Okay, a little bit like the witch's cottage in Hansel and Gretel. That would be me. Okay. In the middle of the forest, something like that, but with someone. To go up there on your own, I think must be... I mean, I love it. I love the smells, but could you really go for days, weeks, months without seeing anyone? And for Carmel, they found that there's just nothing to do at night, so they want to come back to London again, which is very hard. You see, because obviously the houses in London are a lot more expensive than the houses that are out of London. And it's difficult. Once you've moved out, you then have a bit of extra money. If you spend that money, it's difficult, very difficult to come back again. However, they're determined to do it. So I do hope you will at some time, Carmel. Anyway, Carmel writes, "Hi, Chris. Just had to send you a photo of my little boy Alex with his hat on. I just know you're going to love it." And guess what sort of hat he's got on, boys and girls? Yes, that's right. Those blooming Peruvian things with the long pigtails. I hate them. Please stop sending me pictures of these hats. I can't take any more. You've all gone quite mad, you know that. She said, and Carmel said they are called Inca. We've got lots of different names for these hats, incidentally. A lot of people giving me different names. Carmel reckons they're called Inca Hats, I-N-C-A, Inca Hats. Inca meaning people of the land, because they lived off it. The Inca Empire was conquered by the Spanish in the early 16th century. The city of Cuzco in Peru was the Inca capital, and their territory included parts of what are now Ecuador, Bolivia, and Chile. It's like someone said to you, Russian hat, you would know what they look like, yeah? Yes, I would. I've got a Russian hat downstairs. Hang on a minute, let me get it. Let me go and get my Russian hat. Stay there a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Can you hang on a second? Just 1 second. Let me see if I can get my Russian hat. Be back in a minute. Don't go. I'm here. There we are. Got my Russian hat. Oh, run up and down those stairs. She said, I have a Russian hat. There we are. Actually, this was a free... I think it was some sort of promotion. There we are. It's from Smirnoff, you see. There we are. I have a Russian hat. Look, I've got to be honest, I haven't actually worn this out. Do you put these Russian hats? It's like just a like, big furry type thing. Obviously not real fur. We don't wear real fur on this programme. Thank you very much. No need to kill animals to wear them. Okay, if you're killing them for food, I suppose it's acceptable to use their skins for other things, but we would never kill an animal just to use his skins because we've got all sorts of artificial stuff that is just as good. One of my friends, what did he add? A pair of seal gloves. And I don't know, you know, I mean, you don't comment, but really, it's not the sort of thing I really like. Unless, of course, the seal had been used for food, and in which case, silly to throw away the other bits and pieces, you know, I suppose. But this is a false fur Russian hat. Yes, do I know any Russian tunes? No. They have their arms folded like that, don't they? And they do that dancing way down on the floor. Very strange. Very strange. Let me see now. Carmel says, well, the Inca hat is very similar but knitted. Whereas I wouldn't say that. Are you saying that this Russian hat is similar to the Peruvian hats? This is nothing like it. For a start, it hasn't got those stupid pigtails hanging down each side, has it? That is nothing like a Peruvian hat. Come on, Carmel, get with it, dear. She says the Inca hat is very similar but knitted, whereas the Russian hat is usually fur, and you get them with or without the ear flaps. My little one has a Russian hat too. Well, Alex, has he got a Russian hat one as well? Lots of love from Carmel. She says, I just love the hats, I'm afraid. Chris, you will have to go with the times. I will certainly not have to go with the times, dear. There's no way I'm going to get one of those horrible hats with the pigtails, and that's it. Was there another one from Carmel here? I don't know, actually. I thought there was another bit here from our mate Carmel. Thank you, Carmel. Don't worry too much about the house. You will sell it eventually. But I honestly don't think you're going to move for at least a year, my darling. But in that time, if you're going to come back to London, enjoy what you have up there at the moment. I know it's a bit awful. I mean, what do you do at night? Just sit there and watch the telly, I suppose. Or sit on the internet. Internet. Thank you, Carmel. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address, my darlings. Hello to Doug. Hello, Doug, in Canada. No, not in Canada. God, I got that wrong now, haven't I? You know, if I mean, I could edit all these bits out, but that would remove all the fun, wouldn't it? We don't do editing, dear. No editing. Hi, Chris. Been enjoying your Christmas shows. Love the decorations. Well, that's it. There you are, you see. Suko in New York thinks I've made no effort at all with the decorations. She really did, didn't you, Suko? Eh? You were disappointed, weren't you, my love? I had a heck of a time finding a small tree to put up here in my room. All the big stores did not have any. Yeah, I had that problem as well. This little tree I've got next to me, that really was the last knockings. There was nothing left by the time I went out and got off my lazy bum and did it there. Oh, now the mention of the word bum, I was going to... That's reminded me something about wobbling I was going to tell you. Did I write it down? Let me see if I wrote that down. Did I write that down? Maybe not. What was I going to say about wobbling? Oh, I don't remember now. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? As soon as I heard the word bum, I remembered my bum wobbling, but it was something that was the last part. Oh, I can't do the joke now anyway, because that would have been the last part of it. Oh, well. Write it down, Christopher. My mum only calls me Chris. Don't start calling me Christopher. That's only for my mum, okay? Don't you start writing it. Dear Christopher, don't do it. And don't send me any hats in. All the big stores did not have any. But I went to a Dollar General store and found one. Attached, you will find a picture of about all the Christmas I'll have this year. On your first Christmas show this year, you started singing We Three Kings. Boy, did that bring back memories. How comes you always do that? Ah, because we like memories. We like memories. We like nice memories. We try and forget the memories that aren't so nice, don't we? And I noticed that, actually. When you remember things, you know the really bad things that happened, although they're kind of in your mind, you don't seem to remember a lot about the incident, do you? That's strange. Things that have perhaps not been so nice when you were a child are gone from your mind. You remember the incident, but you don't remember an awful lot about it. But the good things, you remember every little detail. Have you noticed that? Doug says, back when I was a small kid, I had to do a solo of one of the kings in a Christmas play at school. Yes. We three kings of Orient are... Oh, I've got a good version of that actually here somewhere. 1 minute. It's like a fast version. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, hang on. Have I got it? Have I got it? Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, what a shame. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Was it we three kings? No, it's not there. Oh, what a shame. We three kings of Orient are... Sing it. Are you singing? Travelling gifts we traverse so far. Fields and mountains, da 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 da. I don't know the words, do I? Not to all of them, dear. You also started singing, I wanna kiss you all over. Chance would be a fine thing. Every time I hear that song, I always remark, that guy wants to kiss me all over. But what's funny, the people that I'm joking with don't realise it would be cool with me if he did kiss me all over. Let's see. You were talking about going back to the earth when you die. Yeah, do you remember I said that? I said to you, when you die, depending on what you decide to have done with your useless shell of a body, you can be buried, you become part of the earth, you then become part of plants, animals eat the plants, and you go round again. You are recycled. If you are cremated, you go up in smoke, you become part of the air, people are breathing you in. There's a good one, isn't it? Maybe you've got an ex that you don't like. Okay? When you die, why not arrange to have the body burnt in a crematorium near their house, and then have the satisfaction that no matter how hard they try, they are forced to breathe you in. What a good thought. I've never thought. I just came into my mind there. That sick thought. You could breathe in and become part of their body and do damage while you're in there. Doug says, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks about stuff like that. But when I die, I would like to keep the worms away for as long as possible. Well, what's the point? They get you in the end anyway, so what's the point? You might as well be just... Why even bother with a box? Just chuck that old worn-out body into the earth and become part of a tree as quickly as possible. Huh? Going to have the end-of-year plant shut down where I work. So after Friday the 19th... Oh, I mean, you're on holiday now, obviously. I don't go back till January the 5th, so not another week or so to go for you there, Doug. What am I going to do with all that time? Got a real good Christmas bonus this year. Did you? Oh, you're lucky that I don't get bonuses. DJs don't get bonuses, I'm afraid. May use some of it to get another digital camera. My old one, the LCD screen cracked over the Thanksgiving vacation. Don't remember you making too much comment about snow there in the UK. Here we've been kind of getting dumped on. Yes, well, we haven't had much snow, really. We had a little bit in, of all months, October. And certainly here in England, we haven't had any at all since. But to be honest, Doug, that's pretty normal now. We In the 70s, when I was a child, we used to have quite long periods of snow. Could go on for a few weeks. And it would come down, it would stay there for weeks sometimes. Now, do you know, I don't remember the last time that we had snow that hung around for more than a couple of days. The climate has changed. And also, I can't really say up to now that we've had a cold winter. There's been a couple of cold days, but certainly nothing like we used to get in the 70s or even the 80s. Certainly warmed up. Thank you, Doug. And it's our mate Leo in Norway. Sorry, Leo, this email's taken a couple of weeks to come out there because of the Christmas period and what have you. Hello, Chris. Here's a little thank you from Leo in Norway. Norvege. Guess you remember that you helped me to get in contact with Bob the Viking from Iceland some time back. Since then, we've exchanged a lot of emails and we've got to know each other rather well already. As we are both Vikings, it's a good thing that we, in this modern day and age, can keep in touch in other ways than what was done all those years ago, way back in the Viking Age. If we had lived then, we would have had to sail across the big ocean for days to say hello to each other. Imagine that. Yes, and you would have plundered and robbed all the countries in between. Bob is still doing it, actually, with the money. Bob in Iceland, yeah. He's still robbing. He did recently say that he needs all our money here in the UK to feed the elves that live under his stairs. Yes. Unlike you, we both enjoy the challenging landscape of our two countries. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I can get tired of rain, sleet and dark winter days like you, and you do have the same in England, I know. Yeah, we have a lot of rain, not much snow. Not snow anymore or sleet. It's gone. It's moved over to you, I think. We hardly get that now. I wonder, actually, I wonder if we will, here in the UK, will it start warming up so that there's never any frost? Or really cold days. In the next 10 years, will it change? Will it start getting warmer like that in the winter as well? And in which case, wouldn't that be bad news for getting rid of pests like wasps and greenfly? Without the cold weather, will these things not multiply and become a bit of a problem? Interesting thought. Leo says it's much to be preferred to get half a metre of snow and cold temperatures because then the scenery is much brighter. And if there's a moon above visible, then it's just a sight for sore eyes. Healthy too, mind you. Yeah, I know a little bit of cold is good to fight off all the unwanted bugs and stuff. The only thing that one needs is good enough sweaters and jackets to put on to keep warm indoors, I guess. We have more heat on as well indoors. As an example, in our house it's around 23 degrees centigrade in the daytime. Therefore, we appreciate indoor activities too. And I don't mean looking at the TV screen all day and night, though many people do that here as well as in other countries. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a lot of telly. I watch a little bit, but I pick and choose my programmes. That's me. Take sports, for instance, skiing, ice skating, ski-boarding, snow jumping, as well as snowboarding, as well, to enjoy such sports as a participant in the games or as an onlooker present. Yeah, I quite like to watch sports. And there's something about snowboarding, isn't there? It seems quite, I don't know why, it seems a sexy sport. Does it to you? I can't explain what I mean by that, actually. But you got the skiing. What else did he say? Skiing, ice skating, ski jumping. Okay, they're all good to watch. But snowboarding is very sexy. There's something about that. Something about that sport. As well as to enjoy such sports. Let me see. Well, I've got mixed up here. Oh, as an onlooker, yeah. Sitting in a sofa, eating chips and drinking beer all through the sports programmes is not the same as to be interested in sports. Well, that's Ross P. Yeah, Ross Patzelt, who does his own podcast as well, rosspatzelt.co.uk. Okay, that's him. Okay, he's the sort that will sit there with 2 or 3 cans of lager and 5 bags of chips with his girlfriend watching it on the telly. He doesn't actually do anything like that. Ross, you're saving yourself problems up for the future, dear. Get out there and do anything. And don't come back to me saying, yeah, but I deliver shopping. That is not sport, dear. Getting in and out your van, dear. I tell you what, Ross, measure your hips now and measure them this time next year. And you'll see what I mean if you're not doing any sport, all right? Leo says it's just a pastime thing as everything else is on the telly. I'd rather use the time watching news. Yep, same here. I watch a lot of the news and other programmes that I feel I like and enjoy. Not too long ones, mind you. 1 hour is enough at times sitting down in a comfortable chair. Yeah, I can't sit there for more than an hour or so and watch the telly. I can't do it. I've tried so many times. The body needs to be used to function properly, as I know you feel and practice. Long walks, swimming in a heated swimming pool is a real treat at this time of the year. Very important, Leo, to keep moving. I've always said that. Somehow. You don't have to jog. You don't have to swim. You don't have to go to the gym. At least walk. Very important to keep moving. I really, really believe that. Leo says, another thing I'm into is gardening. After more than half a lifetime working in the field of gardening as a professional, I just love caring for plants and trees. Yeah, me too. These days, as a passionate hobby, I call myself the singing gardener, by the way. Just sing. What do you sing when you're gardening? Eh? Da 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 in an English country garden. Do you sing that one? In a Norwegian country garden, something like that. Lastly, I will express some thoughts that I feel is rather strange and I wonder if you feel the same way. As you get so many mails from people from all parts of the world, isn't it weird to get to know people's inner thoughts first and then maybe meeting them later and seeing them in the flesh, as they say? When you write a mail or a letter, you don't have to pretend being other than yourself. It's hard to be so honest, though, when you meet a person and be so frank and straightforward when you stand 1 metre from each other. Well, I've met a few people, a couple of people, not many, but a few people who have listened to this podcast or watched the show. And the thing is, even though emails are sent to me so I know a little bit about the person, they know a lot more about me, and it's a strange thing because when they come up, it's like you've always been friends. So, no, it's not strange at all. It really isn't. But you must remember, it doesn't matter how much you put in the emails, I'm chatting at you like, I'm not chatting at you. I'm chatting to you for 3 hours a week. So obviously you're going to know a lot more about me than what I know about you. And also interestingly, Leo, people who have perhaps been to see me doing some DJing or bingay or karaoke, when they watch this, they say to me that after watching this program or listening to this program on the podcast, they see a different side to me. And this program is me. Sometimes on a stage, and I think I'm not an actor, but anyone who stands on the stage, I think, becomes an actor, and you kind of project the image that you think people want to see, if you see what I'm saying. Whereas this is me. I sit here and I talk to you, and you talk back to me, just like having a conversation. This really is me. This whole thing here. All right. So no, not strange at all there, really, Leo. He goes on to say, it's like that with Bob and me. We are so alike in many ways of thinking, I feel. We humans have so much to give to each other. Be yourself and have the courage to be yourself in relationships with other people. Don't hide behind a mask. Say what you feel without hurting others, of course. Be tactful and show manners. That's important. It's so important when you're talking to people. Think before you talk. I think a lot of the schools now teach children to speak their minds. Certainly a lot of the younger people will just speak their mind without any thought. I will correct myself there. Not just young people. A lot of people now just speak their minds and don't give a stuff about what the people at the other end of the conversation are feeling. I mean, I think reality television shows have got a lot to do with this. When you've got 4 judges there speaking their minds, I don't go along with it at all. There's no niceness in speaking your mind and upsetting someone and then coming out with the excuse, I was only being honest. Well, there are some times where it's not good to be honest. I've had that one thrown at me before. I was only being honest. It's not good. Maybe you shouldn't have said it in the first place. Why do you want to go out and hurt people? That's good. Say what you feel without hurting others, of course. Be tactful and show manners, he says. I'm an early riser like Bob, and it's at 5:30 in the morning he's writing this. Good God. Thank you very much, Leo. It's lovely to hear from you. And time for me to go, boys and girls. As always, thanks for joining me for the show. Don't forget that email address. If you want to join in at any time, please feel free to do so. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye now.